In this episode of the Unnamed Political Podcast, we will be discussing why states are incentivized to keep illegal immigrants.
And also, hey Jack, check out my new clock!
Oh my god!
Rarely is the question asked, how is our children learning?
My fellow Americans.
Corporations are people, my friend.
Our country is in serious trouble.
I never sent any classified material.
Man is not free unless government is limited.
Bringing you opinions on historic, current, and international politics. Welcome to the Unnamed Political Podcast.
Hello and welcome to the Unnamed Political Podcast. I'm your host, Clark Wahlberger.
And I'm Jack Orvath.
Before we start, I just want to make two things very clear. One, this is a clock. Two, I don't think Ahmed should have been arrested.
And we'll read the Instagram followers at the end of the video for those who are here for the shoutouts.
Yes. Alright, so basically we'll get into our first topic, which is why states are incentivized to hold on to illegal immigrants. So basically, Jack, would you like to take this one?
I can take this part. Okay, so in the House of Representatives, in that whole system, states are represented in the House of Representatives by how many people live in their state, right? I think it's for every 500,000 people that live in your state, you get one seat in the House of Representatives. Now, because illegal immigrants are living in your state, and there could be many, that is accounted for in the census, which is taken every 10 years. So, lots of states with high populations of illegal immigrants have a lot of seats as well, based from those illegal immigrants.
Basically, so the reason we have two houses in Congress, the Senate and the House of Representatives, is because when the nation was founded, we reached a compromise between states with low populations and high populations that would have two houses.
Right.
Senate is based off of every state gets two seats, so it's equal. The House of Representatives is based off of population. It's worked well for the past 200 and some odd years.
Yeah.
But basically, so now we're starting to get to the issue where now states with high populations of illegal immigrants now really want to hold on to those illegal immigrants and have them stay in that state, not be deported, not be no longer counted in censuses. Because that will lower their power in the House of Representatives.
Now, the problem with this for us is that most of these states that have high populations...
This isn't actually my problem. This is your problem with it.
My problem, mostly. The states that have high populations of illegal immigrants are usually left-leaning states like California, New Mexico, and Arizona, which have voted Democrat for the past 10 to 15 some odd years, but it affects everyone like Republicans.
So that's what I'm saying. It affects Republican states too.
In Texas, yeah.
So obviously, Texas is there. However, one of the reasons we feel that Democrats are definitely much more incentivized to do it, is because once those seats would be taken away from states with high Democrat power, for example, California would lose 9 states while Texas would lose only 3. The way those seats would then be redistributed would go to, I believe, it would go to 10 other states. On average, I believe how it would be distributed, and those 10 states, 7 out of 10 of them have voted Republican in the past presidential elections. For example, Louisiana, and what was the other one? I'm sorry, we're checking.
Florida?
I want to say Florida, but don't quote me on that one. Or Missouri.
Yeah, Missouri.
But this is actually a very interesting article in Politico titled "Illegal Immigrants Code Electillery."
By Politico, yeah.
Yeah, but it's actually, we read that in Real Clear Politics. I love those guys.
I like their polls.
Yeah, that's I like them for their articles. But yeah, it's very interesting, and I personally, I don't want to sound like a hypocrite here, but I think that we need to count our representative in Congress based on how many people are legally
in the country.
Citizens of the country.
I agree.
So yeah, this is also one of my issues where I personally I haven't had a total opinion on it, but I don't know if we should keep the Electoral College. Even though it is responsible for the election of...
your boy.
George W.
I can see where you're coming from, because I always thought, when I was a young kid, I thought it was popular vote that elected the president.
So did I.
And when I figured out that it was Electoral College, I was like, well, what's the point of the popular vote in general if we don't have a say? So I can see where you're coming from.
There's a lot to be said for both sides, and we may cover it in a later episode. Now, we need to be quick because our camera is running out of storage.
This is a short for the most part.
Yes, we're going to move on to...
Ahmed.
The clock. Ahmed, basically, and how it's going in general. Now, Jack here has very strong opinions on it. I also do, but not the same ones.
I don't think he should have been arrested either.
Yeah.
I'll agree with you on that.
I think that he definitely shouldn't have been arrested, and that we did... I think that the response was not unjustified. Clearly,
No.
it's been seen. I mean, like, I was reading an excellent example. If people had said, like, at the Boston Marathon, if somebody had, like, flipped out and arrested you guys there, I mean, we obviously, hopefully, wouldn't have had the tragedy that occurred there.
Right.
Yeah, and so I think being precautious is clear. But I think definitely the measures that were taken were a little too extreme, and I think one of the contributing factors was because Ahmed Mohammed
Is a
is
Muslim.
named Ahmed Mohammed.
Who has a Sudanese background, and I think the response from the police that arrested him was a little too extreme, especially for what his age was. He was 14 years old when he got arrested.
However, we do also need to account, we have been seeing younger and younger people have been, in fact, it's all mainly younger people are being reeled in by groups like the Islamic State. Obviously, there was a kid who I believe was also 14 who was attempting to kill the Pope in Philadelphia while he was here this past week. So, yeah, clearly it's not exactly totally unjustified, but I do think it does kind of show we are a little bit, Muslims aren't bad people, basically. We need to get that out of our head that just because somebody's a Muslim, they're a bad person. They're not.
It doesn't matter what race you are. If you have something that looks like a bomb and you bring it to a school,
something should be done about it.
Expect consequences for the most part.
Yeah.
He brought it in a suitcase. I don't know if we've really described the details of the actual clock he created.
If we can, I don't know if we can, we'll try to put up an image right now. Basically, it looks like a bomb.
Yeah, I mean, it's a briefcase that looks like that, and you probably can't see it in the shot, but it was in the very beginning of the episode. And it had a clock. I think, was it an alarm clock?
I believe it was an alarm clock, and actually I've been reading several articles that claim that it wasn't even a clock and that it was all a hoax, which I don't know how true that is.
And there was wiring, open wiring.
But yeah, clearly looked very sketchy. Now, so I obviously would take concerns, and I mean even very far liberal people have agreed on this, including Bill Maher, who I typically don't always agree with on a lot of issues.
Me either.
But he's come out saying that if it looks like a bomb, take precautions.
Amen.
We won't read his actual transcript as this is a G-rated show.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I think though it does kind of show the efforts that we need to take in order to basically we need to be able to find the balance between not allowing racism to play an effect in how we keep our country secure, but also in making sure we keep our country secure, because clearly, while members of Islam are not terrorists, many terrorists, unfortunately, are terrible representatives of that faith.
Yeah.
All right.
I agree.
So I think we're going to keep this one short, mainly not just because of Valentine's Day, but we've heard that you guys want to keep it short. So Jackson gives a shout out to Instagram followers.
Let me pull it up. Let me type in the password that's extremely long for my phone.
I don't know why it hasn't. But recently we have surpassed 920 followers on Instagram.
We're about to hit 1,000.
So close. Please keep following. You guys are awesome. Please comment and like the photos and everything. Comment and like and subscribe to our channel. Tell us what you think about this in the comments below, what you want to see in the future.
We got guest hosts coming up.
Hopefully, yeah, actually. So things are going good. And we're going to be shouting out to 5 Instagram followers for a while. Please, if you want to have your likelihood of being shouted out to increased, please follow us below.
All right, here we go. 5 of you guys.
And then just time room.
Millennials for Cruise NC.
Okay.
Shout out for you guys. Nathan Hopwood.
I don't totally agree with you, but
Nathan_Hopwood7.
seem like nice people.
Shout out to you.
He seems like a great guy too. I've actually seen some of his photos.
Richard the Shark.
Sweet
Shout
name.
out to you.
That is an awesome name.
Southern Style 606_5.
Seems like a very cool sounding
And
page.
the final shout out, Right Winged College Girl. Shout out to you.
Well, good luck at college. It must be hard.
And to the typical liberal.
Yes, typical liberal. He's just a guy who said he may give us a shout out at his page, so we're
Very
really
popular.
trying to kiss up to him for the time being. But basically, we're going to keep giving these at the end of our videos. We're going to try to keep those brief. So the camera's about to die. So we'll see you next time. Tell us below what you want to see. Comment, subscribe.
Yeah.
I'm Clark Wahlberger.
I'm Jack Warbath.
See you next time.
Thanks for watching.